Hi Virgo Ascendant. If you're not sure if you've got a Virgo Ascendant, go to the link below. And if you know your time of birth and your place of birth, you can put it into the database and it'll come up with the answer for you. Virgo Ascendant. The future of a Virgo Ascendant is an interesting picture. This person is looking for something to feature in, but they cannot find it. It never really gels, for this Virgo Ascendant person is in jail or hell or some kind of constrictive situation. For the Virgo Ascendant here is in need of an impression that everything is about to fall and everything's to crumble, for they do not fit in any big or small bubble. They're looking for the rubble of our civilization. They're looking for some way to create a great new nation or a great new notion or a fiction or a friction. They're looking for something in this life to give them mission. And any situation where they place from home or work or play will be just alright, will be just okay. I guess I'm here for something and I'm here to create a difference. And if this Virgo is calm enough, they can find themselves perseverance and build them a great glory out of every little story. And not have to skip and jump between the different situations in a hurry. But why are they not lasting in any circumstance? Well, it's because their soul is doing a great big dance. It's doing a great big dance of show and tell. For this Virgo Ascendant is not here for anything but the definition of heaven and hell. It's black or white, it's good or bad, this has to go, this has to stay. Virgo Ascendant doesn't like things that are just okay. Virgo Ascendant will look for something that's very powerful and great, so they can go at it and create. They want a mission, they want a purpose, and this may be funny, but on purpose. They will put themselves in funny situations where other people do not like. They treat it as infection. They treat it as something bad. They treat it as something unworthy, as they're always in their mind are in a hurry to justify what's good and what is not. And of course they create a situation in which they are seen as rot. They're seen as something that's not great. But in other situations, they're here to celebrate. But in those situations, they don't like to stay. For they like to find themselves in a situation that's just okay, where they can be defined as something good or bad. And in the bad situation is where they feel most rad, when they're seen as something that's not worthy. This Ascendant here will prove to you in a great hurry that he or she is worthy of your time. And though this proving here is nowhere near a crime, but what they do create is quite a crime indeed, as inside them all they do is bleed for you or that or something else. They're not just here to be, they're here for us. They have to be completely self-relying, but yet for us they're always trying too hard, sometimes too hard for us, because they have a very strange small lust for fixing things too much, too often, and in that way they need to soften. They see that everything is fine, but for a moment. And then surely they will seek them out, a crime or strange story, somebody that needs saving. As Virgo Ascendant here is something, and this person is something misbehaving. There's some void that needs filling, something that needs feeding. But they will not admit that it is them that is in need of that receiving. So they will give to us too much and way too often. But what they need to do is just to soften their grasp on other people and soften this ecstatic dance in which they're feeble. They will wear themselves out again and again. For these random people, strange women and men, they will do a strange dance, and the stranger the better. For all they really have come here to do is to show you they're better than you. This is a strange predicament of a Virgo Ascendant, for what they are doing is not independent. They're trying too hard, and that's because they're trying to show you that they're worthy of you. And so worthy, they're better than you. So surely you'll stay. You'll surround them in fathomable affection. And surely they're so giving and loving, they're worthy of your infatuation. Yet what they get in the end is just a push and a shove over, as everybody thinks they're not a worthy lover. They're just trying too hard. They're just giving too much of their time to things and to places and people who are not worth the pantomime. So for this person here, there's a strange situation. As this life will sow and will fashion them a home that's not pressured, but where they feel they don't belong. They want to be near their mother, but they cannot be, because they feel like they need to be best and a lover. They want to love and they want to be loved. And often that part is distorted and starved. And often they have some strange ideas on that which entices them. They've got weird feelings towards one of their family members for sure. And that is unpure and strange. But ignore this person, please, because it's what they want. For if you give them everything, they will push and they will taunt. They will look at what's wrong with you if you give them too much. And this is why this Virgo Ascendant is the worrisomest of the bunch. Because what they want to give, they cannot receive. And for that very reason, their heart will always grieve. For that does not work in reverse, so it cannot be an excel. So often, what they preach, they do not buy. And what they buy, they would not sell. So they've got a funny life where they're giving people something, like money, in a way that is a little bit devious and funny. They will create a funny way of buy and sell, and in the way of life, everything seems well. Everything is fine, everything is glory. But what they're devising here in the hurry is a worry. Because what they do is they're trying to buy you with the understanding that everything about them is good and there's no need of mending. They do not like going to many doctors. They do not like going to many lawyers or any kind of experts. For the Virgo Ascendant, it's placed here, they feel, as the expert of everything. And that's why often in their life, they don't amount to a thing, as they're too busy following the fashion and giving everything away at other people's satisfaction just to prove their worth. And so from birth, this person struggles. For they are that which pushes through and singles out something to such extent of obsessive perseverance that it devises life's sweet interference, where what they get is push away and off they go. And though they try and try and try again, they know that perhaps there's other great ideas than to try and give another person all their perseverance, and eventually they'll become quite resentful, hateful, and disgusted inside. For they feel that they've been betrayed by that for which they've lusted. So they will likely create a situation where they've got a symbol or a person of affection who doesn't get it, someone who is evil. They'll put things black and white, like, and that is simple. They will create an outline of forever. They will have to be in some way still together. They're still obsessed with some kind of an idea, and they cannot let go and free her or him. They have to persevere. And that is very strange and much unnerving, for through that very task of acceptance of failure, they're yearning for that, you know. The failure that comes to them is purifying, for in that failed moment, their despair is amplifying into me. I know best, I am the good. And that creates in them a barren flood of knowing that they're nothing. And in this knowing of their duality and nothingness, they find a great big gift of free things and free ideas, people too. And knowing that they're nothing, they are just like me and you. And knowing they're just a person who needs to just shut up and relax, they get everything. They get money, people, sex. They get everything and more if they just recognize that this life for them is not to play or empathize with others. They're just living their small existence. And it bothers, but it's okay. And that reality check brings to them for play and pay so many people, places, and ideas that we are not yet understanding yet. But this person frees us. And that state of dismissal of what they have become, they become the greatest poet, prophet. No longer a pope or a nun, but somebody very magnificent, really. Somebody who's very touchy and feely all of a sudden, just for the joy of their being. They become something sexy and something that makes us feel feeling. They become something purified, something exotic. Can you believe it? And this process of egolessness, they don't see us as sick, they just don't worry. And in that nonchalant way, they bury themselves. They go, it's okay, I am nothing, and I understand. And in that very case, there's something enigmatic happens about them. And everybody wants to hold their hand. Everybody wants to invite them to the dance. Everybody wants to gawk and to prance. Everybody wants to be around them somehow. And that's because this ascendant has transcended itself. It doesn't care where and how. It doesn't care how much you need or deserve. It's not here to pander or to serve. It just doesn't care. It's okay with it all. And there is a great glory in that ego fall.